We will be continuing with Unit 3, Lesson 7 on natural disasters. Okay, so my standards for today are 1.11s and 6.1s. 1.11s being to identify ways to stay safe during natural disasters. Sorry, let me make this smaller. And emergency situations, and 6.1s, which is to develop a plan to prevent injuries during emergencies and natural disasters. So my 3 objectives for today. So by the end of the lesson, everyone will be able to discuss the different types of natural disasters and or emergency situations. Number 2 is to analyze a plan on how to stay safe when a natural disaster happens and or emergency situation. And number 3, being to demonstrate effective safety skills to follow when a natural disaster or emergency situation happens. Okay. So for my lesson opener, I have 3 questions for everyone that you could just share out loud or in the chat box. So my first question is, do you know what a natural disaster is? My second one is, have you ever experienced a natural disaster? And my third one is, what can you do to stay safe and prevent injuries during a disaster or emergency? All right, so the overall purpose of my lesson is, for today's lesson is, so basically, although we know that although natural disasters are not the first thing that you think of when you first wake up first thing in the morning, I know there's better things to think about at this age than a natural disaster. There's still things that still should be taken into high consideration, and because they do happen every day. They can happen every day. And the impact of disasters and or emergencies, emergency situations are serious, and it is important to identify the potential hazards. And lastly, my last point is, we are living and working in areas in which are increasingly vulnerable to the impacts of these disasters. So again, I know it's not the first thing that you guys may think of when you first wake up, but it's still something that's just important as our other lessons within this unit. And okay, so following through with natural disasters and emergency situations. So what are the two? A natural disaster is known as a process or event that can destroy property or life. And an emergency situation is sort of similar, but could still be kind of different. So it's a situation that poses immediate threat to a person's security, property, environment, or health, which again is much like a natural disaster. So before watching a video, this is just a quick overview on the 7 most common natural disasters. I'm not gonna go over them right now just because of time purposes, but the video that I will be sharing will discuss each and every one of them into depth. So now looking into the objective of prevention. So why should we look into a way to help prevent injuries when these type of things do happen? So the objective of prevention is simply a way to reduce the risk of being affected by a disaster. And even though the hazard cannot be removed, vulnerability can be decreased. In case of an impact, the capacity to withstand, to respond, and to recover will be a lot stronger. So in other words, again, it's always better to figure out a plan and, again, know the steps to staying safe to each and every one of these disasters, or even any type of situation that you may face in life.